Welcome to Lombardi's Bar.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win.
The Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions for the third straight year. What the hell's going on out here?
Jones, look at that balance. Aaron Jones, see ya. Rodgers, four-man rush, gonna float it down the seam. Adams has it, and he's in. Touchdown, Packers. 2nd and 6. Zadarius Smith. The beat goes on.
Packer fans, how are we feeling today? Welcome in to another edition of Lombardi's Bar. Come join us for another drink and let's talk about some Green Bay Packer football. I am your bartender, Dan Connick. Thank you so much for coming and joining us here at Lombardi's Bar, again celebrating another Green Bay Packer victory, this time over the Houston Texans. And to talk about that and everything else Green Bay Packer football this week, I'm going to bring on our two guys that always join us here at Lombardi's Bar. First, I'm going to start with this guy because he's not the jackass that's sitting in the lobby with some weird thing, and that's Jimmy Christensen. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys last week. People I haven't even met in real life. I was sad I didn't get to talk to you guys.
I wish we could say the same. Did you grow that whole thing in the last 2 weeks?
Not all. So it kind of all came together, but I just shaved everything else a couple days ago. I used to not be able to grow facial hair at all, but now it's coming in. I feel a little bit manlier. I still have a lot of patches right here, but we're getting.
You're gonna curl those up on the side there?
Yeah, but eventually I'm gonna totally fold it. I can't talk.
All right, well, let's get this other guy in here. Jimmy looks like this, and Todd Varney looks like this.
Oh dear God!
What's up, guys? I just wanted to look scarier than Jimmy, that's all.
Then why are you wearing a mask?
Good point.
What the hell? I did not know that was coming.
Yeah, I am sitting in. I can see when we are out waiting for the show to start. I can see everybody's screens down below when we're off camera, and right when we go off screen, there goes Todd reaching down and pulling out this mask to put on.
That's
you both. Did you guys plan this?
No, I saw on Twitter today. Tyler said he might have a creepy mustache. I was like, oh my goodness, I might too. That's why, baby. We're bringing that Minshew magic to Green Bay.
Is this in solidarity? Because I noticed, and maybe it's happened before. So you guys tell me if I'm just picking up on this now, because I am oblivious as they come.
Yep.
Was this past week the first week of no Rodgers mustache?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's a great question. I know he didn't have.
We can say it was, and Jimmy and I are picking it up for him.
Yep. Yeah, we did it for Rodgers.
I'm fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Pick up the slack. Team on your back.
So I think what we should do at some point, Dan just leaves for like 2 minutes and just shaves everything but his mustache.
Oh God, no.
And then comes back.
No. Oh geez, no. You don't want to see that.
Movember's next week, Movember's in like 4 days.
Okay, guys, this everything here. This is everyday life. This is 100% maxed out capacity. Like, it doesn't get any fuller or better. This is it.
It looks great, and I want to see it shaved off though.
Yeah, let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right. You know what, Jimmy? How about this?
Yeah.
If people can
no,
that got next to real.
That was fantastic.
And a new star of the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Jimmy, if people can raise $1,000 before next week's show for the Jamal Williams charity, I will shave my mustache off for next week. I'll do it.
So, you'll shave everything but your mustache for next week.
Oh, okay? So you want just the mustache?
I just want just the stash.
Oh, then yes, for sure. I will for sure do that.
Oh, easy peasy. So yeah, we're gonna clip this, and I'm about to send this thing out all night and tomorrow. We can easily get 1,000. You made a mistake.
So I've been waiting to make a donation until something happened. We're gonna hit 1,000.
You want to bump it up? How confident?
No,
are you feeling?
1,000's good, Dan. 1,000's good.
No, look, I'm willing to do it, man. How confident are you feeling? Do you think we can hit $2,000?
How much can you get for selling a kidney? Because I'll do it. That's how confident I am.
Shout out to John in Iowa. Sorry about your wife's mustache. I'm sure she's still a wonderful lady.
Yeah, I bet she's a little cutie patootie.
We gotta pull this up here, guys. Yeah, that's coming straight from the top. that's coming straight from corporate.
Oh yeah,
business is business, Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm an expert at finding loopholes. We'll find a way around this.
Money talks, right? Well, I mean, we could talk literally a whole hour about our facial hair if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But why don't we talk about Green Bay Packer football, guys? Because we actually get to talk about a win now again this week. And Nick, where are you getting this number from? Because Nick is here producer Nick is in our ear talking about how much a kidney is worth. And he says that it's $557,000.
I'll sell a kidney for that.
Yeah, I got to schedule an appointment here.
I mean, dude, if that's what it's going for, like, why are we not just take mine, man?
Yeah, I don't know how many I even need, but if I can get rid of something, let's do it.
Same. Yeah. Well, let's talk about football here, guys.
All right.
Hold on. The liver is 557,000. A kidney is only 226,000. Either way, Nick, schedule me an appointment. I'm free next week.
My liver's a little damaged. I had some rough college years, so I don't think anyone wants that one.
Mine's well seasoned and it works perfectly.
Well, guys, I'm excited to be talking about like an actual win. Look, it was fun last week to like get together and vent about whatever the hell that was that happened in Tampa Bay in person with you, Todd, and Matt joining us, and Jimmy. I know you were preoccupied a little bit, but it's fun. If never seeing you guys in person again means that the Packers win every single week, then I will not miss your faces.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah,
so
no,
I enjoyed the hell out of the bounce back game against Houston. I don't care. I don't care. Why make excuses about winning, right? I don't care that it was Houston and they're in tank mode. Like they came out and they balled out, man, right?
Yeah.
I loved it.
And we're facing Deshaun Watson, who's a rising star in the NFL. Like he's a really talented quarterback. They had a really close game against the Titans, who were an undefeated team before they lost to the Steelers. They played in some close games, and they've had a ridiculous start to the season. They had they opened up against the Chiefs, and they had Baltimore. Titans were a game, so it's not like they were facing just slumped teams. It's just they had a rough schedule. They had a coach who was a decent coach but a terrible GM, and just kind of ran the team down. So I don't know. It's a great bounce back.
There's definitely talent on that roster, especially on the offensive side. I mean, they've got some weapons there for Deshaun Watson to use, and we were able to shut them down. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
absolutely. For sure.
As long as it wasn't in the middle of the field, we were shutting it down.
Yeah, that's very fair. So looking back at last week, Jimmy, you were saying, well, you weren't with us, but you gave us the pay the tab of MVS. I went Rick Wagner. Jimmy or Todd, it's not listed on here. I don't remember who did you have paying the tab last week? Do you remember?
I don't. It was I was just so excited to see you. And like I said, I did literally zero show prep and still did more than Jimmy. So I don't remember who I had paying the tab last week.
You showed up. That's all that mattered. I was busy trying to be a good husband.
However, I did have I did have J.K. Scott to buy around for because I had spoken ill of him the previous week.
Sure.
Never mind that dude around again. Done. Off. I even put out a nice tweet after that first punt that he just boomed to a different state. No respect. Still ends up getting blocked. I'm out. I'm off J.K. Scott.
But that's not J.K. Scott's fault.
He can drink toilet water.
Dear God.
Jimmy, what you drinking?
Oh, so I'm
It's a hot topic in the chat.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to convince myself to go for a run after this. So I'm saving my beer for after that. So I do have coffee in my Harry Potter mug and then a Zevia in this hand. So I'm double fisting. It's a weird combo. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
But
are you trying to have a heart attack on your run?
yes. Yes. I feel like it'll make me stronger if I can run through a heart attack. Like, what can't I do? So that's my goal.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Oh man.
Well, and Matt, our guest last week, Pay the Tab was Nathaniel Hackett and Matt LaFleur in the offensive play calling. I mean, really, out of all three of those, like MVS is the only one that didn't really step up, but that's because that Devontae Adams was busy having, a career level game, right? Like other than that, like Rick Wagner, amazing game against JJ Watt and playing a left tackle position. And the play calling from Nathaniel Hackett and Matt LaFleur, at least in the first half, I thought looked good. I think you can start to question a little bit in that second half there. But really, everyone really paid the tab, I felt like, from last week. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great team win overall.
Well, let's why don't we talk about this week then?
Oh, let's do it.
Let's get into this week. We're gonna buy.
We're
We're still talking Houston because we got to buy a round first. So who are you guys buying around for after that win against Houston?
I have to go Jamal Williams, my man's. He came in, got the start for Aaron Jones, who was out, kind of a late scratch for his calf injury. He came in, had 114 total yards, got his first touchdown of the year. He made some big plays for us. That screen pass was huge. Took down inside the 10, and then that pass along the sideline that he took for like 17 yards and then got his helmet off and gave that beautiful just headbanger after that. Jamal, man, I love you. So you can get whatever you want. I was going to say body shots, so that's probably not something he's into. So I'll pour it down like this into your mouth. That's probably not into that either. I'll just buy you a shot. I'll just buy you a shot.
Yep.
Why is it gotta be so weird?
Yeah.
Because it makes it more authentic. If I'm going out of my way to do something else for him. Anyone can buy a drink, but not everyone's going to pour it into your mouth.
Didn't you raise $5,000 for his charity? Like how much more?
Money's a fake concept, Dan. All right, I got to do something actual.
But you know what I really loved on that topic, Jimmy, is how much pub that Jamal is getting now. After that game against Houston last week, Jamal, I mean, the interview on Good Morning Football was fantastic.
Oh my God.
It's so cool to see. It's so cool to see Jamal like finally getting like a little bit of some cred around the league.
Yeah, I put out today. I tweeted out. I said he's the Jamal takeover is going national now. They even said on Good Morning Football, like that's their best interview they've ever had from a player, just because of the energy he brings, the dancing. He's just like he said in the interview, he's a regular schmegular guy. So, or dude, I think he said I don't know. If you can't talk to him and not just be rejuvenated, honestly, talking to Jamal for 20 minutes would give me more energy than drinking my coffee. Like he's infectious.
Yeah, I'd love to see what a down day looks like for Jamal Williams.
Probably us on uppers or something.
Seriously. Todd, what about you? Who are you buying around for this week?
Cousin Devontae, monster game, showed up. It was back to, pre-injury when it was just that, like, we need 6 yards. Okay, well, there's Devontae at the sticks. Just go get it. I mean, it was ripe for the taking all day. It was fun to watch that. And I think we'll probably get to see it again this weekend against whoever the Vikings find to go try and play cornerback for a game.
Yeah, it's so beat up.
There's nobody.
That's going to be ugly, right? Like I hate to tempt fate with this, but I mean, Jesus, like a healthy Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers in this offense, and you're dealing with like your top 3 guys, which aren't really even top 3 guys on most teams, are not even going to be out there, or could possibly not be out there. Like that's going to get ugly. And you know what, Todd, a big shout out to Devontae, because he made a few catches this past week that were they were spectacular. it was normal Devontae Adams stuff, but like you still got to give it props inside the way. The one that sticks out to me is when Aaron Rodgers throws that ball that's sort of behind him, like coming across the mesh there, and just catches it like almost like Max McGee, like back here, run it in. Like Devontae Adams not only played, but he elevated the offense this week.
When he had that one down the left sideline, I still don't know how that even got to him, let alone it got caught. It reminded me of like the Madden glitch when a ball just go through a guy. And you're like, my guy was there, and then you go back and you watch the replay and it just like goes right through your defender's chest, and they catch it for a touchdown. You're like, okay, thanks, Madden. I'm never buying this again.
Right, and then that's when you throw your controller through the TV screen. This game's stupid.
I would never. I don't have any kind of anger issues.
Before we get to mine, let's throw. I think this is it. Lundgren Gill.
Yeah, that's Gill. He won one of the Lakefront Brewery beers.
Nice.
Texas, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks for watching
Gil.
the show, Gil.
Appreciate it. But yeah, totally right. Some love for the offensive line. I touched on it earlier with the Rick Wagner paying the tab last week, and he for sure stepped up in the whole offensive line. Like he said, it's basically someone check that for me. Nick, I'm looking at you. Has it been? I'm trying to think. Like, has it been the same starting offensive line every single week? I think maybe the first 2 weeks it was the same, but I think after that, like, have they moved around at least one piece here and there?
It wasn't the same the first 2 weeks because we had Lane Taylor start week one, and then
that's right. Yeah. So I feel like if it's not, it's pretty darn close that there's almost been a new offensive line position group there. Everyone's playing a different kind of role each week.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Billy Turner, man. He's played right tackle this year. Last year went from right guard, now right tackle, then played left tackle, did really well. He started that game. I know there was that sack that got called back from because of that penalty, but besides that, he did extraordinary. So he's another one, honorable mentions for a round.
Yeah, for sure. That whole offensive line. My buy of the round, I'm going to go defense here. And some big ups to Kamal Martin, the rookie, getting his first start in the NFL. And I think did he lead the team in tackles this week? I think he did, or at least he was pretty darn close to it. If not, he was there. Every time he was on the field, he seemed to be in the middle of the play. Especially there was a time down on the goal line there. He came in, and I mean, that is the snap that I wanted to see when Kamal Martin took the field, was where it seemed like he was here, and then 1 second later he is here, and he's in the gap making the play. So big ups to Kamal Martin, especially fighting through an injury early on like that to get back onto the field and start contributing right away. That is huge for a guy like Kamal Martin. So congratulations. All right. Do we go negative now? Let's pay the tab. Who's got to pay the tab this week after Houston? Todd, why don't you kick us off?
It breaks my heart, but I'm going to go MVS. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had...
Oh, is that who that is?
Had a chance to continue, seeing time, seeing action. We're looking for a wide receiver to step up, and he just wasn't there. There was the one early. Rodgers threw it behind him, kind of missed him on the out route. But then he had that drop towards the end there. That was just god awful. And that's what you can't see. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch Open Book with Eli and Zach earlier tonight. But they had Matt Schneidman on there, and he was talking about he is the worst or the only wide receiver. What was it? He's got the worst drop rate of any wide receiver that's played in every game and has seen at least 2 catchable passes in the games, I think it was. Check out Matt Schneidman on Twitter. I know he tweeted out there earlier, but it's just at some point you got to start making these plays. The easy ones right in your hands. You got to do it. I've been high on this guy all year. I think I've lost a couple of friends defending MVS. So I might have been wrong. Or maybe he'll hear this. We know, I'm sure he watches. So he'll probably step it up this week.
He has to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to get that Lombardi's bar bump.
Yeah, exactly. No, he is one that just roller coaster of emotions. Because then he'll make like a big play or like, oh, MVS is back, and then he'll drop the next like easy one. It's just the hard balls. Somehow he brings it in, and then the ones where you're like, grandma could have caught that. He just has a tendency to drop, which is a bummer. But to keep going with the negativity, I'm gonna go with let's poop on these players. I'm gonna go with the whole group, the hands team. Please recover onside kicks, because I freak out anytime I see an onside kick coming. And when I knew the Texans didn't have a chance to win, but just see them recover an onside kick, like I just had flashbacks, start shaking. I was hiding under a table at one point.
They're in the trees, man. Goddamn trees.
Please, just hands team. Recover the ball. Fall on it. Put it in your jersey like this. Hold it like a baby. I don't care. Just get the ball. Man.
Yeah, and you know what? That leads right into mine with Shannon Sullivan, I should say. I mean, like, I tweeted this out. Like, he had a all-star this close kind of game. Like, he had so many plays that were just this close to being huge. There was the missed sack. I think 2 missed sacks on Sullivan, where he came in on the corner blitz like that. The one where he just absolutely ate Deshaun Watson's pump fake and got taken out of position. And then on that onside kick, it went right past him, like rolled right through his arms, right past him. Like, I love to see that Shannon Sullivan is there. He's in the position to make the plays, but now you got to actually execute and make the plays, So,
did you guys find yourself yelling at the team, stop falling for the pump fake? Because I felt like Deshaun Watson made like 4 people jump, and every time I was like, guys, just hit him. Stop going for the pump fake.
Yeah, I don't know that I actually yelled it, but I'm pretty sure you tweeted it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I tweeted it after I yelled it out loud.
And so when I read your tweet in my head, I heard you yelling it out loud in my head.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad I'm in your head.
Yeah. Rent free, baby.
Yeah.
Some Inception shit right there. Jimmy tweets it and we can hear it.
Yeah. That's love.
But you know what? Like, that, it's the same, because it's so frustrating. I watched the Monday night game and I think it was, why am I blanking on Leonard Floyd for the Rams. Comes across on the blitz, and Nick Foles, it's not the same because it's Nick Foles trying to pump fake you instead of Deshaun Watson, but he still sort of bites on the pump fake, but doesn't take himself out of position that he still can make the sack. And like, those are the things that we're looking for from Sullivan, to like just take that one extra step and now start making those plays, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, and I think it helps too, knowing that in that situation, you would rather let Foles throw that ball and then let your D-backs go get it than try to bat it down. I mean, it's a difference in an incomplete and an interception. So
that's very fair. Yeah, that's a very fair point. As we've seen, like, to sidestep just for a second, like, when we were doing our previews before the season started, and I said the only thing that scared me about the Bears was if they put in Nick Foles, because then they would have a competent quarterback back there running that offense. I'd like to retract that statement, because whatever the heck he's doing in that offense now is not competent offense, and I'm no longer
head coach.
Yeah, I think what was it, Pat McAfee? I was listening to the show yesterday. They put out a poll for the worst head coach, and Matt Nagy got like 9% of the votes. Head coach that's like 5-2 is getting just crapped on, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, he deserves it, man.
I got to tell you what, Matt Nagy has done nothing to me personally, but I really enjoy watching him suffer. Like, more so than like any other coach, like especially after the double doink, that image of him with his mouth agape, like I love it. And I don't know why now, but like, I just really enjoy seeing him in pain.
What a psycho.
Like, not physical, real pain, but like emotional and mental anguish.
Shout out to our resident Bears fan, Zach, in the chat. You don't want guys learning from Leonard Floyd, he says. As a Bears fan, he would be the one to ask on that.
Fair enough. I'll defer to you, Zach.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we got more to talk about here because it's not game related, but we're coming up on the trade deadline. We're getting pretty close. I mean, really, from what everyone's kind of saying, like this week is sort of the pseudo trade deadline because of, getting guys in, getting them through protocols and that kind of thing. Like if any deals are going to get done, it's probably going to be this week. And we've already seen a couple of, I guess you can call them high profile names being traded. A couple of the free agents that were big names are, finding places to land. So we'll put this out here and we can discuss more about the whole situation, but a position that you'd like to see addressed from the Green Bay Packers before the trade deadline. And I'll take it however you want, because I think, let's be honest, like the odds are not great that a trade happens, but if you had the magic wand, what would you like to see addressed, Jimmy?
I'm going to have to go defensive line on this, specifically like interior. I know Kenny Clark coming back obviously helps. Kingsley Keke has been really solid, but the Cowboys just cut Poe off their team. So that's why we don't have to trade for him, but that could be another nice signing to bring on, especially in downs that we know are going to be run, just have another big 350-pound plus guy just to plug in the middle and help slow down that offensive line and shut it down there. But that's one area that I think we don't need a complete game changer, but just someone who's a big body that can come in and help make a difference. And I have to give it, Montravius Adams has been stepping up huge. But as we've seen, like depth is going to be important. We've already had a few key injuries, and just getting more people in, I think, would be really helpful on that defensive side.
Yeah, for sure. Because sorry, Todd, go ahead.
He earned the title, Cousin Montravius, this weekend. I mean, he showed up 2 weeks in a row. I said last week it might happen. It was close. He's in there, Cousin Montravius.
Todd is just going to run that bit into the ground.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
When he dies, his gravestone will be like Devontae and Montravius are my cousins. that's all I'll say.
That's going to be his obituary, like Todd Barney, survived by his cousins, Montravius and Devontae Adams.
I don't blame him. I'd do that too. I might change my names to Adams just to do that.
But no, like Jimmy, kind of like what you were saying, like when we were talking about Snacks Harrison, when we were talking about Everson Griffin, like that's all they want is like, you don't need an all-star. You just want some rotational depth is all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with you there. Todd, what about you?
Well, I'm going to call an audible here since Jimmy decided to go ahead and steal mine and run with what everybody wants, which is a wide receiver. I don't know that it's a huge need. Just having Lazard coming back, getting guys healthy. The offense looks good when everyone's healthy, but who wouldn't love to see one more weapon out there for Rodgers? And when I saw the Will Fuller chatter today, I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty excited. I kept telling myself like, don't do this, stop, but was still just getting amped just thinking about what that could look like. So that's something I would love to see. Defensive line though is definitely second for me. There's enough guys that are available, and just having another extra body as we get, later into the season, guys start grinding down, wearing down, having an extra guy to rotate through, trying to stop the run on some of these guys.
Let me ask you a question, guys, for both of you. Texans call up right now, whoever the GM is right now. Maybe it's Deshaun Watson is in charge of things right now.
He might be.
But you call them up, and they say you say name your price. What is the highest value pick that you'll give up for Will Fuller?
Third or fourth for me, mainly because if that's what we need to get us over the hump into the Super Bowl, I think that's worth the rental just to capitalize on the window we have right now. But I wouldn't go higher than that because we do have such key free agents coming up this season with an already weird cap. And in a couple years, we have cousin Devontae Adams and Jair Alexander coming up for contracts. So I just don't think there's room to sign a receiver like that long term. But I'd give up a third or fourth, preferably a fourth, obviously, just for another little rental.
Yeah, I'm the same. I could see going into a third just to, really get that and put it over the top. But for a guy like Quinnen Williams, I think I'd dish out a first round. But for Will Fuller, true rental guy, just through the end of the year, I'd go third round.
So you throw Quinnen Williams in there. So you're saying you would give up the same amount for Quinnen? Is that what you said?
I'd give up a first round for Quinnen.
You give up a first round for Quinnen?
Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal. He's young. I mean, he was a number 3 pick.
Yeah. How many years does he still have left on his deal?
Is this his second year?
I think this is his second year, so at least 2, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd give up your option because he was a first rounder.
Yeah. Well, do you get to keep the 5th year if you're the new team, or is that only for the team that signed you? I don't know, but still, regardless.
Not sure. Producer Nick.
Should we start treating him like Joe Rogan treats Jamie? Look that shit up, Nick.
Currently signed through 2022.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Because you're right with Will Fuller. Like, I don't think there's any way that you, unless you bring in Will Fuller and you're going to sign him to a deal, and that means that you're already ready to lose Aaron Jones, Bakhtiari, whatever it is, like that. That's a rental. Will Fuller is a one year kind of rental. I agree. For me, I go linebacker, just because, again, like I when I look at this team, like that's the one spot that I don't see a game changer. Everywhere else on this field, at least one, I see one guy that is a game changer. I feel like when they're playing at the highest level, Kamal Martin and Christian Kirksey, Chris Barnes, like they haven't shown that yet. So if there was a place that I would look, I'd love to go there. But again, like this is all purely hypothetical, because what are the odds, guys, that the Packers pull a trigger on any of this? I know that there's been chatter of them being in all these things, but like, when's the last time that the Packers pulled the trigger on a trade like that in the middle of the season? I can't remember the last time.
Yeah, today when they were talking on Open Book about the interest with the Texans there, I started thinking of Andre Rison. I think that's like the last big in-season trade that just like clicked in my head. Maybe it was for a wide receiver, but I don't really, I can't really think of any other ones that were there. But Andre Rison came in, and I mean that turned that team. I mean they were already a good team, but after Robert Brooks got hurt that year, everybody was kind of down a little bit, not sure what was going on. And Bad Moon Rison came in, guys, and just tore it up. And you guys are a little young, so you might not remember those days. But.
Yeah, I'm still fresh 27. But this is obviously a different circumstance. But we traded Mike McKenzie mid-season too, right? And that was more of a just contract stuff, and he was kind of butthurt. But
yeah,
that's another trade.
Yeah. One thing that I saw come up in the chat that I think we have to address is the reports coming out today that not yet, I think it was yesterday, that the Packers were in the market in the play for Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I don't get
out
that.
Of Philly. Can someone explain that to me? Like, I understand. I was trying to rationalize this today. Like, if you're looking at playmakers, if you're looking for guys to run this system with Aaron Rodgers, and let's say you're going to keep Robert Tonyan as your number 1 tight end, regardless. Zach Ertz is an upgrade in the pass catching game from Mercedes Lewis. Like, and just overall, I think as a weapon, like he's a better option. But like, are you trading for that? Like to upgrade that position?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially one that's kind of outperformed what people expected this year with the kind of resurgence of not even resurgence, but just Tonyan doing really well now. So
I said Tonyan, Jacob. Jacob's in the chat. I said Tonyan.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Ugh, he's a real heckler.
See, that's just why you got to ignore what he says.
Yeah. He tells us to be professional, and then he puts garbage like this out here, Jacob.
Right. With Ertz, the only thing I could see there was, we kept 4 tight ends coming out of camp. We lost one for the season. Sternberger hasn't looked like he's panning out.
Yeah.
If this is an offense that LaFleur feels is, runs at its peak with 3 good tight ends, you make that move, I guess.
But he also is one that there's rumors of him being upset with his contract. So that's not really something I want to bring into the Packers now, where we're about to face a bunch of interesting times with the contracts coming up this offseason. Just kind of bringing him in just kind of seems like another piece to a puzzle that we seem to be having too many pieces for.
And here's the thing about Sternberger. Is he really not producing, or is he just low man on the totem pole because there's so much talent in front of him?
I think he's just still developing. Tunyon's in his – I caught myself. Tunyon's in his 3rd year. Sternberger's in his first full season with the team. He pretty much was hurt all last year. I know he had a couple drops, but then even in that game against – I think the Saints is when he kind of showed up a little bit more after that game against the Lions. So I think he's just still developing. It's a tight end position. It takes a little bit longer in the NFL than the other one. So I don't know if they're really giving up on him or anything like that, or he's not panning out, but I just think it's not the production that a lot of people – we're hoping to see out of him. And I think that's because someone like Tunyon surpassed him, but that's not really a knock on Jace. It's more of a praise on Tunyon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely.
Can you guys also just give me credit? Because I did not say Tunyon's nickname once yet.
What is
his nickname, Jimmy?
I
don't want to talk about it, but if someone wants to put it in the chat.
I didn't know he had one.
Feel free. Yeah. It rhymes with Big Talls Bob.
Big.
Yeah,
great
you
job.
put the pieces together.
Smalls.
Figure that jumble out, everybody.
Big balls, Bob. Got it. Yeah, you're tricky, but I'm.
Yeah, can't.
I'm up here. I can't get anything past me.
Yeah, you got a good mind over there, young man.
Thanks.
All right, let's talk a little fantasy here, guys. We got the DraftKings league that we've got going each week, and I gotta take the blame for this one because last week I didn't tweet this out in time. I didn't push it out in time, and it really fell flat. So we're doing it better this week. Nick, I want you to throw this link up in the chat right now if you can. There it is for everybody. Come join us in our DraftKings league. It is free every single week. Just come play against me, Todd. Jimmy might be joining us at some point. Okay.
I promise.
That. Well, come join us. Come play each week. I didn't get the link. I didn't get it downloaded in time, the link, but we only had 3 people last week I didn't even get into it because I was out of town and I sucked. So it's coming back again strong this week.
I've been traveling across this country for 3 weeks now. I've been in it both, but Dan was out of town. So let's cut him some slack. Also, I finished second the last 2 weeks. And once again, shout out to Jay Volp for jumping in there at first. How do you do 180 points every week? I don't get it.
Cheating.
Which makes Todd, I think you were
I'm not going to point that finger, but
it's 180 points. Todd, does he have the same score each week? And do you have the same score each week?
Is it the same lineup each week?
No, I had a different one.
Well, regardless, come play with us, guys. This is just something fun that we want to engage with you guys. If you win
the second one,
you win the you win the league, or you win each week. We'll announce your name out here on the show, promote you a little bit, give you a little kudos, and then you can laugh at how bad all 3 of us are at fantasy as well. So come join us on DraftKings each week. If you follow that link, you'll sign up for the league, which will give you the notification each week that the new contest is open. You can set your lineup for each week. So make sure you join us there because I gotta say I am enjoying my fantasy season so far. I'm riding high through my survivor pool. I'm in the playoffs in 4 out of 5 of my leagues, and I'm still in my guillotine league. So I'm feeling pretty darn good. So I just need more I just need more, man. Like, come play DraftKings with me.
Dude, my fantasy sucks right now. I thought I made a great trade because I was like, you know what? My sister had Michael Thomas and he got hurt. And she's like, well, I want to get rid of him. I need players now. So I was like, okay, like I'll trade you. Oh, I forgot. I think I gave up like Allen Robinson. I was like, send me Michael Thomas. I'll give you Allen Robinson. And then Michael
Sounds
Thomas
like collusion.
no, I gave her Mike Gallup too at that point, who was playing decently. Now he just doesn't get anything. But now it's Michael Thomas is hurt, and then he comes back. Then he decides to punch his teammate. Now he's hurt again. It was a worst trade because I could have had Devontae Adams and Michael Thomas on the same team, and I would have been unstoppable.
That would
Now
have
my
been
team
nice.
sucks.
My fiance had her first less than 1 point loss in fantasy football this week.
Oh, it's
I saw that tweet. My
Isn't it
heart
just-
goes out to her.
yeah.
Is there anything worse in fantasy football than that?
Wow.
Winning, and then they adjust the scores, and then you lose.
I've never had that happen. Have you had that happen to you?
No, I saw someone tweet it.
It happened to me once years ago. It actually might have been to Zach, the Bears fan in the chat. I beat him by like half a point, and then they adjusted it, and I lost by like half a point.
That is so crazy to me that like there is like who's doing the adjusting? Is it the fantasy people or is it the NFL going back and like looking at the tape and reviewing for
It's
stats?
The NFL has a stats team that goes back and looks at it. Did you see the guy that lost $1 million on DraftKings? Because he lost the chance to win it because they changed at the end of the Monday night game. The Bears sacked Jared Goff, and that put the guy in first place. So he won like 900 and some thousand. Went for a walk with his dog, came back in and refreshed it. And apparently it looked like the wide receivers were blocking. So they called it a design run play. So they didn't give him credit for the sack. So he dropped to a tie to 6th.
Oh my God.
I hate
I'd be
sports.
so
I would
pissed.
never watch sports again.
Oh, I'd be done. I'd flip my TV out the window. I'd be so done. Well, speaking of done, guys, how about a drunk tweet of the week? Huh? We got two, sort of. Well, one's not really a drunk tweet. So and we play a little fast and loose with this each week as we go.
Yeah.
But let's get Nick, let's throw the Bruce Arians one up here first. Let's get this out of the way because, bruh, like cold takes exposed. Like this is, and then like now we know who runs the team now, right?
Yeah.
Like this is Tom Brady's team anymore. You just got pantsed in front of everybody.
Yes.
He said Tom had nothing to do with that. I'll believe Bruce.
Yo, you're right. Never mind. I'm with Todd now. Todd convinced me.
Yeah. And if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon. So
I've never heard that before, but I like it.
Really?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. But
like it means you can say anything you want, but it doesn't make it true. Like, yeah, like if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon, but it doesn't mean that it's never gonna happen.
That makes
like
sense.
sure,
Okay.
you can say that Tom didn't have anything to do with it, but this isn't happening unless Tom Brady had something to do with it.
Oh,
There's
for
no
sure.
chance in hell.
You know he was in his ear.
Yeah.
100%. That's what a win.
Speaking of Antonio Brown, gets us to our real drunk tweet of the week. Eventually.
Nick.
Now is when you click the button.
Stop looking up
There it
kidney
is.
stuff.
Come on, Ryan Horvat. Like, are we still gonna play this game? It is week 7 now. Are we still gonna play this? Right. Here's the thing that's wrong with all of that. Each time they went out and got him one of those things, he lost. He didn't win the Super Bowl. So, like, I feel like Nick Saban. Like, so stop asking me.
Yeah, no, that I don't know. At this point, it's just beating a dead horse. Like our team's 5-1. Our offense has scored over 30 points in 5 out of the 6 games. Like, would another receiver be good? Yeah, great. You can never have too many weapons, but at this point, it's not like we're 2-4 and we're struggling to produce on offense. Like it's just beating a dead horse. And I don't want AB on the team. He just got accused of rape last year. Like, why is he even in the NFL? Like, what the hell? I don't know.
Yeah. Between that and Des Bryant getting signed and people trying to say that Goody's not trying to improve the team because he didn't sign either of those guys. Like, who says either of them are any good?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Being out of football, how many guys have we seen be out of football for over a year, especially at a physical position, and come back in and be good? I know Des played a little bit last year, but not sold on him being good.
I mean, it makes me think of like Chad Ochocinco when I wasn't he like out of football for a year and then went to try and play in like the CFL and got cut like within a week. Like not like you if you just want the dopamine hit of winning like the news cycle, that's fine. But just doing something to do something doesn't mean that it's helpful. Like this team put up records without any of those people.
Right.
What more do you want from them? I hate the idea of giving up because is any of the moves? Can you point to any of the moves Goody has done and say that this was giving up on the team?
No,
or not trying to be successful.
I think looking at like the Everson Griffin trade and you look at the Carlos Dunlap deal, like people making the offhanded joke that it must have been too expensive. There's a reason that those guys are on their way out of town at the price they're going for.
Yeah.
Dunlap, granted, he might not be motivated, which, okay, then that's on you. And I don't really want that guy coming to town. And Everson Griffin, I mean, he's had issues everywhere he's been. And I don't know that there's many guys in that locker room right now in Dallas that I would want coming into ours, just given the state of everything going on with that organization right now. Also, too many guys talking to Mike McCarthy coming in is never a good thing. So
yeah,
that's just where I'm at on that one.
Yeah. And I saw producer Nick put some terrible things in the private chat about drafting Jordan Love. But at the same time, like Goody sees the team is in a position. We're one game away from the Super Bowl. We're in a strong position. We're developing, we're getting some pieces, and we're drafting for the future too. So it's his job to also look ahead so we can keep this success while we have Rodgers and also after Rodgers leaves. So that guy's making moves, whether it's for right now or the future. I don't know. I'm all in on Goody.
If drafting Jordan Love is what's put this chip on Rodgers' shoulder and has him playing like this, do you think Ted Thompson would still have a job if instead of wasting all of those first-round picks on tackles that never panned out on either side of the ball, if he would have just been drafting quarterbacks in the first round every year, keep that fire lit, just, hey, you know what? I'm going to swing and miss on this anyway, so I might as well just bring a quarterback in here, heat up Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Let's go. Like, talk about rings.
I hate you, Todd.
I mean, you could you could argue that the biggest move Goody made was bringing in Matt LaFleur. Because that offense, the style of offense is what is bringing this success. If this is still Mike McCarthy, then these moves don't make any sense and they don't work. But Gutekunst knew that going into year 2 in this offense, things were going to get better. You would expect them to get better with Aaron Rodgers and that they can make this work with what they have. So if that's what you're anticipating, that's sort of like the coaching side of draft and develop. Like you're drafting and developing Matt LaFleur's offense to progress into that second year and become better. And they did. And that's the reason for the success.
I'll say something nice about Mike McCarthy because I bag on the guy a lot. If he were still the coach, we would be able to re-sign Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams because they would have no value.
That's a good point. When you say it that way.
That is very fair.
Yeah.
This
offseason is going to be so tough. I've done
a really good roll right now, guys. Let's keep this going.
Mustache Todd is fun, Todd.
Yeah. Never shave it. No mustache Todd's a real jerk.
I love this.
You know what? I completely forgot that No Shave November starts on Sunday. I've never participated. I might have for like a week and a half once, and it's not like this is a week's worth of stash, and it's terrible.
I think it's beautiful.
We're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
And we're gonna raise $1,000, and Dan has to have just a mustache. It's gonna be a great week next week.
This is gonna be out. Sorry, Kelsey.
Sorry.
She's probably asleep at this point. It's not a big deal.
Anything
now after this point. Yeah, after this point, it's all good. All right, how about some beer bets, guys?
Well, let's do it.
Let's jump into it here. For the Vikings coming up this week, let's start with the defense. Let's go over under 2.5 sacks because it had 3 sacks against Deshaun Watson and the Texans last week, and it got 2 sacks against Kirk Cousins and this Minnesota Vikings offensive line in week 1. So I'll stick it right in the middle there. 2.5 sacks, over under for the Packers defense this week. Jimmy?
5 Bakhtiaris. I'm going to go over. I think with Kenny Clark coming back, last time he only played a half in that game, and last week we saw Preston Smith start to get going. Kenny Clark is just going to help that defensive line improve, and with Montravius Adams playing as well as he is, like we could see. Who knows? Maybe he'll get his first sack on the season. It'd be something cool to see. But I definitely gonna think we're gonna have at least 3 sacks in this game. And then we had 2 in the first game against him, right? Jay Alexander and Zadar. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely say over.
Todd?
I'm also gonna go 5 Bakhtiari's over. I was feeling like maybe the under. Jimmy talked me into it. I could see them putting a game plan together, get the ball out of Cousins' hands early, try and get in rhythm, run the ball, work out the play action a little bit. But I still think the way our defense played last week, and it's Minnesota's not great up front. So
yeah. What about you?
I agree. You know what? Hell, let's do it. Let's just go straight across the board. I'll go 5 Bakhtiaris and I'll say over as well. I will say it as well. I know that the Vikings can still put up points. They're still throwing the ball around a lot. But Atlanta last week did not have the same sort of pass rush that we have. And I think now this defense is in midseason form. I know, trust me, I understand the narrative around this defense and the scheme and everything else. But this is the Vikings. This isn't the Texans, this isn't, the Colts coming in here on some little inter-squad scrimmage, cross-town thing, whatever you want to call it. This is fucking Minnesota week, all right? You come out and you ball out for Minnesota week. I think they're going to destroy them. I think they eat. Let's go offensive now and go as a total, 40 points over under for the Packers scoring this week. They put up 43 in week number 1, but that was, week number 1. Since then, had that game against Tampa Bay, kind of tampered expectations maybe a little bit. What do you say? What do you guys think?
Todd, I'll let you kick this one off.
That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
But have you seen the cornerbacks?
I'm going 5 Bakhtiari's over based on that, but that's a lot of points, and I'm not super confident in it. And I wish there was a way that I could show that I'm not super confident in it by maybe wagering less than 5 Bakhtiari's.
Gosh, if only we had that set up.
That's not a thing that's possible. So I'm just going to go 5 Bakhtiari's. They're going to go over 40.
All
right. Jimmy?
I'm going to go 3 Bakhtiari's. Sorry, Todd. And I'm going to go with under on this one. I don't think they're going to get to I don't think they're going to get to 40.
Too short to bet the under, bro.
You're right. Well, last time we played Minnesota, we dominated the ball control. Like we had way more time of possession than them. I think it's unrealistic to have that happen again this week. I think we're going to score at ease, but I think we're just not going to have the ball as much to go ahead and get over 40. I definitely think we get into 30, but I don't think we hit 40.
You know what, guys? I got to tell you something.
I'm so excited.
Let's go.
Coming into this show tonight and coming into every Minnesota week, I feel anxious.
Yeah.
Because I hate this team. I hate the Minnesota Vikings. And I am so worried that if I say something, I start talking smack before the game, that it's going to come back and bite me. But I got to tell you something, guys. I have been drinking my first spotted cow that I picked up during my trip to Green Bay this past week. First one in over a year. I've been drinking it this whole show, and it's fueling me with something, a fire. And I think the Packers blow out the Minnesota Vikings. I am talking scorched earth. They are going to have to get a binding UN resolution to stop what Aaron Rodgers is about to do to the Minnesota Vikings defense. No mas, simply in fuego. All of it. Put it down. 5 Bakhtiaris. This is...
I'm ready to run through a wall right now.
This is a massacre on Sunday.
Well, I look like
the
real
Lizard
dick.
King. And yes, it was. Yes, the Tropic.
Oh gosh, I gotta watch that movie again. I haven't watched that movie in a
Classic.
long time.
Classic. Tom
Every
Cruise's
6
best
weeks,
movie.
Jimmy, grow up.
My favorite thing to do though is to watch like a little bit older movies and just think like, man, this could not be made today. That's my favorite thing
Oh
to do.
God, and that one's
That was real bad. But
yeah. It's not great when back then they had to release a secondary version that only takes out one word that you're not really supposed to say anymore.
yeah.
That's pretty great. And you know what? A little sidetrack before we get to our last one. A Tropic Thunder reference is what kicked me off of my college radio station for 2 weeks because we were talking about Green Bay Packer football actually,
Yeah.
and we were talking about the Detroit beating the Detroit Lions, and I said it wasn't even fun anymore, and I'm only quoting the movie. It's
Don't
not.
do it.
Whoa.
Don't do it.
No, hold on, no.
Don't get
The
our
Matthew-
show canceled, dude.
Don't do it.
The Matthew McConaughey line where he talked about it was like pistol whipping a blind kid. And I said that's what I know. It was college radio. Like
I did not expect that to quote. I didn't think that was a quote. That quote's not bad.
no, I didn't think it was that bad. But I said it's not even funny anymore because the Packers beating the Lions is like pistol whipping a blind kid.
Yeah.
Which is the quote from the movie. I am not saying that directly. It was the quote from the movie.
Well, that's
Were
not
they
even bad.
up-
If
were
you're
they
not pistol
upset?
whipping a blind kid, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's I
But
don't think,
anytime you can throw in a Tropic Thunder reference, you have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Jacob's gone, we should be fine.
That's right. Erin's here, and she's basically like the substitute teacher. We can get away with anything we want here. All right, last one here. Justin Jefferson. He's been coming on. He's been coming into his own here last couple of weeks. He was held pretty in check. I think only about 20 yards in that first week, but he really wasn't the same kind of guy that he was in week number 1. So over under, does Justin Jefferson have 100 yards receiving this week? I think he's had 3 games now. He's hit 100 yards.
Well,
Todd or Jimmy, go ahead.
damn it. Come on, man. You paused.
I know. I tried to jump in
Jimmy
there.
had the thought. Go for it, Jimmy.
Well, Daniel, there's someone that was called Calvin
James.
Ridley who was also riding a 3-game 100-yard streak, and we shut his ass down. We're going to do the
True.
same thing. 5 Bakhtiari's under. Suck it, Justin Jefferson.
I was really hoping that Jimmy was going to go farther because Todd throwing that in there. I'm waiting for like Todd to be like the hype man, like get him.
Yep. I
Let
was
him
too.
go.
I was ready.
You always
Ready
say
to
more
go.
stuff.
Yeah, keep going.
That's all I
Keep
have,
on the
man.
train and Todd's got you.
No.
Go.
There
That's
was
the
Calvin
extent of it.
Ridley. There
Yeah.
was 5 Bakhtiari's over.
Yeah.
I'm out. Like what?
We had Will Fuller shut his ass down. Julio Jones. Julio who? Julio's an idiot. That's all I got.
Trash.
Keep going. Trash. Go back in a trash can.
I can. Todd, what about you?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go under again. Receivers just aren't doing much against these guys. Might be reading into LaFleur too much. Was it today that he said Josh Jackson will have his work cut out for him this week? Guessing that means Kings probably game time, if at all.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to really matter. I mean, Jackson didn't play great, but we got to remember he's a number 4 cornerback, right? Like, what do you really expect out of this guy? And he played pretty good last week. So I think he'll be able to help out where he can. And Jair, we know what he does. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident they'll be able to keep him down.
Jackson's made some really great 3rd-down stops. Those tackles on those run plays, he just comes out of nowhere and helps force those punts. I've been impressed. I know he hasn't had like clean games all the way through, but I don't know. I'm starting to see those glimpses of what people are hoping him to be, and hopefully with more experience. Roger said that's the best learning tool, so we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to kind of ask was like, does this over under, is it affected by if it's Jair playing against Justin Jefferson, or is it Jackson / Sullivan / King / whoever they throw out there?
I mean, he definitely won't have 100 on Jair.
Yeah,
No.
no. I think it's under.
Maybe never. I might say maybe never in his career will he do that, which these two will probably be matched up quite a bit in the future.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get to 100 regardless of who's covering him.
So my question then, who has more receptions, Justin Jefferson or the Packers defense? It's a tough one.
Is it though? Because I mean, the Packers aren't
I'm
really
gonna go
getting.
Jefferson. I'm gonna go Jefferson just based purely on opportunity and the fact that our defense hasn't really been forcing a lot of turnovers yet.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, that's got to be the next step.
Once
this defense starts causing turnovers like that, it's game over for everybody. I'll go. Boy, I had all of that fire in that last one, and now I hit this. I don't know how I feel anymore.
How can you go? You can't go over after your whole speech.
Five. He's not getting it. Jair shuts his ass down. Yeah, 5 Bakhtiari. He's not getting 100 yards. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You suck. You can't see it, but I'm flipping you off under the camera.
Guys, anything you want to promote? Let the people know about this week as we get ready for Vikings week.
No.
Well, yeah, there you have it.
I have my article coming out.
Good night,
on Friday,
everybody.
Game on WI. That's all I got for you this week. Jimmy, what do you got? Oh, I'll be on Roundtable Sunday night after the game. Stop by and check
There
it
you
out.
go.
Me, Sanjay, and Maggie. So come and listen
That's
to
a
those
squad.
two. Yeah, come listen to those two spout some knowledge and me just run my mouth.
Yeah, that's all I'll be there for. Listen to you, not the knowledge. I just want the nonsense.
Oh, show. I'm bringing it. I am bringing it.
For me, follow me, Jimmy_C08. I have an article coming out every Tuesday for Packer Report. Live shows on Game On Tuesday, Wednesday, Sundays, and then Packer Day on Thursday. But the big thing is just the Jamal Williams show on Tuesday. Again, he doesn't, I just said this on Packer Day, but he doesn't do this every week just because he loves Jacob and I, which he probably doesn't because it's Jacob and I. So he does it to raise the money. Yeah, he hates us so much. He raises money for his Christmas toy drive. He does every year. We're at over $5,000. We're going to get another 1,000 this week. So Dan has to just have a mustache, but donate for the kiddos. You're entered in some really cool prizes, signed jerseys, helmets, free beer. Who doesn't love that? So donate, help the kiddos out, and tune in every Tuesday at Game On WI, Jamal Williams show.
Very nice. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm at DK all the way. If you want to follow my trash opinions and takes over there. Obviously what'd you say, Todd?
Hot garbage.
Oh, it's flaming hot garbage. We got Florio Fridays every single week on the Game On Wisconsin social media, so check that out there. And then my weekly NFL Super Scientific accredited picks each week. Last week we used Halloween candy to make our picks. This week coming up, we're using breakfast cereal mascots. So make sure you check that out each and every week. And we just hit the 500 mark. So we are sitting right at 500 for the season on the Super Scientific accredited picks. So make sure you check that out on Game On Wisconsin. Follow the show and everything else here at Game On Wisconsin on all the social media at Game On Wisconsin, Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Facebook, search for Game On WI, and follow us or just go to the website and read all the cool shit and sign up for the newsletter. Todd, can people sign up for the newsletter on the website, or where can they sign up for the newsletter?
That's a great question. Check the Facebook and the Twitter, and Aaron will tweet that out. I don't know. I always just tell people that we tweet it out.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't team me.
Trying to promote you, Todd.
It's not me. It's Jacob.
Subscribe on YouTube. Follow the show.
Can we end this yet?
I swear to God that we have other shows on here that you probably want to watch more than this. So
yeah, there's a lot of talent on
for
this
those
network.
stuff, and you'll just have to put up with us showing up every Wednesday. Until next week, everybody. Screw the Vikings. Cheers and go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.